heart. And he began to speak to me that Pharaoh is that spirit that won't let you go. Every time you're trying to get away, Pharaoh comes back again. Okay, nobody want to hear me. Different man, but same spirit. Different woman, but same spirit. And it's a spirit of a Pharaoh that wants to come after you. It's a spirit of a Pharaoh that wants to exalt itself against God. Because it wants to rule, it wants to dominate, it wants to control, it wants to abuse you. Because the thing about Pharaoh is that Pharaoh didn't mind you in bondage because you work for him. Okay. But the minute that God began to awaken you to be free, that's when that spirit trying to hold you back. And what God is saying, the promises that Pharaoh used to give you is not going to work no more in the season. Because what God is going to do is he's going to separate you from Pharaoh that you can never go back again. Okay, I'm going to make it clear for you. He's going to separate you from Pharaoh that you can never go back again. And so that as long, you're in the same vicinity as Pharaoh, Pharaoh can chase you and bring you back. But you have to understand that God brought Moses, the deliverer, to the children of Israel. And you have to understand that everything I'm talking to you is covenant. Because God told Abraham, your children is going to be slaves for 400 years. What I come here to tell you this afternoon is that your number is up to be free. You better hear me. The time is up for you to be free. What the enemy don't understand, he only held you because God said so. He only held you because it was ordained by God 400 years ago that you shall be in slavery for 400 years. Okay, nobody understand what I'm saying? But Jeremiah understood, according to the word of the covenant, that the children of Israel was going to be in slavery for 70 years. But he began to seek the Lord and pray to the Lord because he said the time is up. What I'm saying to Zion is this: your time is up. Your time of going through and the enemy controlling and the enemy doing whatever he wants to do against you is up. There is a deliverance in the atmosphere. There is a deliverance. And what God is saying, that I'm going to harden Pharaoh's heart. And why is it going to harden Pharaoh's heart is that he ain't going to have to pursue you. See, he gonna have to, because God gonna have to judge him. And you may not want to, you may not understand why is the fight so strong, why the enemy is so much after you in this season. You don't understand why the enemy is coming at you the way it's coming. There's no rest, there's no peace. I'm going to the same cycle that I've been going for years and months and weeks, and it's the same thing. God, what's wrong with me? What's going on? That different people, but same mess, different situations, same things going on, nothing different. It's the same spirit. But God said you are dealing with the spirit of Pharaoh, and I'm going to harden his heart. And we going straight up to Exodus 14. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel that they turn and encamp before Pi Haroth, between Migdol and the sea, over against Baal Zephon, before it shall be encamped by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, they are entangled in the land, and the wilderness has shut them in. God is saying the enemy is going to say, you stuck. You got nowhere to go. Yeah, you got nowhere to go. You stuck. I got you exactly where I want you to be, and you can't go nowhere. The sea is in front of you, and the wilderness is in back of you. You are going to be eaten alive. Yes, you better hear me. There's an enemy in your life who say, my God, that you need them, that you can't do anything without them. And the cycle is this: I got you cornered and you can't go nowhere. But tell somebody, God got Pharaoh just where he wants him to be. Yeah. You see, the thing about it is that God is using you as bait and you don't know it. God is using you as bait and you don't know that he's in you. My God, he's using you as bait to get the enemy. God is using you and working through you, and you don't even know that he's working through you. But the enemy said, like, we got to entangle. Winning entangled, he got you caught up. Have you ever been caught up in your life? Caught up in a situation, caught up in a relationship, caught up in all kind of things. You caught up in the drugs, you caught up in this, meaning that you don't know which way you're going to go out, because I'm caught up in this here thing. I'm caught up in this, oh my God, in this thing. The enemy said, I got you just where I want you to be. You got caught up in that sin, and I got you just where I want you to be. You got caught up in this, and I got you exactly where, my God, where I want you to be. But guess what God said? And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall follow after them. And God is saying the enemy is not coming because he wants to come, but the enemy is coming because I'm telling them to come after you. I'm telling the enemy, I'm the one who causing them to come after you in the season. I'm not. The enemy don't got no power, but I'm the one who causing them to come after you in the season. And look at this, and I will be honor upon Pharaoh. And God said, I'm going to use Pharaoh even though he don't know it either. You don't want to give me respect, you're going to give me something anyway, Pharaoh. You didn't want to know I'm God, but Pharaoh, you're going to know I'm God, because I'm going to bait your heart. You think you're so strong, Pharaoh. You think you got all power. You think you got all ability. But Pharaoh, you didn't want to give me the honor that's due to me. But guess what? You're going to be, I'm going to use you. I'm going to use you, Pharaoh, to go after the children of Israel. And then when you chase them, I'm going to show you who I am. I'm going to show you what I am. I'm going to show you that I got all power and oh my God. You see, you may be in the season where you think you are losing, but God is about to do something like he had never done before in your life. I just need somebody who got faith to understand. I need somebody who understands that you, regardless of where you are, you're not too defeated to believe. You're not too beat up to believe it. Come on now. You're not too beat up to believe, because the enemy wants to beat you to the place that he wants to tell you you'll never change, you'll never come out, you'll never be what God called you to be, you'll never be free. My God, so now I want to beat you to the place that when God show up, you won't believe God. But God said, even though you believe, my God, you beaten, still got faith. See, the enemy can take everything away from you in the process, but don't let them take your hope, and don't let them take your belief. Don't let them take that God is still going to do something for your life, that God is still going to heal you, that God is still going to bless me. I may be in it, I may be in the situation, but the situation don't help me. You got to understand, I'm in it, but it don't help me. I still got my praise, I still got, oh God, I still got my worship, I still got my hope, I still got God in my mind, I still got a destination, that God is going to bless me, that God is going to heal me, that God is going to bring me out. You took my house, but I got my hope. You took the car, but I got hope. You took everything, but you couldn't take my faith. You couldn't take my hope, oh God. You couldn't take what God has put inside of me. You couldn't take nothing. I still got it. Tell somebody I still got it. Oh, I got tears coming, but I still got hope in my tears, and God is going to bring me out. I feel God up in here. I feel his Holy Ghost up in here. Hallelujah. Hey, come to the Lord. I still got my hope. Pharaoh couldn't take it. The burden of the enemy going through hell. Tell somebody, oh, we didn't need to praise him already, but there's something up in here. God said, come on, you entangled, you caught up, but I still got my worship. Oh, God, I still got my praise. Because like I said this morning, he was not after your house. He was not after he's not after your car. He was after your praise. You thought it was that. Because when I praise God, I I get another car. When I praise God, I get another house. When I praise God, I get another job. Somebody praise him up in here. Tell God I'm ready. Go back. Yeah, come on. Somebody say, God, I'm ready. I'm ready. You thought you had me. But go back. But I still got God on my side. I still got God in Kolosi. I still got him. The devil thought he had you exactly where he wants you to be. But God said, no, baby. Tell somebody, God is still the puppet master. God is still controlling. You only following because God said so. You only coming because God said so. Tell them that God is about to show himself mighty. God is about to show himself great in my life. God is about to take me higher. God is about to take me deeper. God is about to take me another level. God is about to take me another dimension. You thought you had me, but you couldn't have me. God is on my side. God got me. God is in control. We took the house, but God gonna give me a mansion. You took the car, God gonna give me 5 cars. You took my joy, God gonna give me supernatural joy. Whatever you stole from me, God gonna give it to me. Come on now, somebody tell God, here I am still. I got my praise, I got my worship, I still got it. Somebody worship, somebody praise, somebody give him glory, somebody lift him up in here, somebody praise him. Come on, tell somebody the enemy gonna praise God even though he don't want to. I'm gonna be the reason he honors God. I'm gonna be the reason he gives God praise. I'm gonna be the reason why he gives God worship. I'm gonna be the reason why he lift up the name of Jesus. Come on, Pharaoh, follow me. Somebody praise him. Somebody praise him. Somebody give him glory. Can I tell you something? It's not only Pharaoh, but the host. It's the host. All the host of Pharaoh is coming upon you. Sometimes it feels like all hell is after you. Sometimes it feels like it's not 2 demons. It's not 3 demons. It's not 4 demons. It's a group of demons. It's a host. Meaning this Sunday, we can't even count how many demons are coming after the children of Israel. Probably 1 million of them. We're talking about a whole host coming after the children of Israel. And guess what? That the Egyptians may know that I'm the Lord. Put me up just a little bit. That they may know that I'm the Lord. And look what happened. And they did so. What did they do? They followed because God told them. Look at this. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled. Right? It was told them that you're about to move. That you're about to leave your oppressor. You're about to leave that thing that we had you. You're about to leave your situation. But guess what Pharaoh did? The heart of Pharaoh and of his servant was turned against the people. Can I tell you something? In this season, God gonna cause some people's heart to turn against you. And do you know why? Do you know why their heart gon' turn? Their heart gon' turn because they are the signal to your deliverance. They are the signal that God gon' bless you. They are the signal that God
tell them, why do you hate me knowing I don't got nothing? I don't own nothing. But why do you hate me? That's the signal that God is about to bless you. Oh God, when the enemy comes in like a flood, God step in. What God is saying to the Messiah, what God is saying this afternoon, their heart turned against the children of Israel. Pharaoh was angry. His people was angry. My God had mercy. They had murder in their heart against the children of Israel. Can I tell you something? God told me to tell you, son, he's about to set you free. But not everybody is happy with you being free. Not everybody is happy with God bringing you out. Not everybody is happy with God making you whole. Not everybody is happy with God doing the great work in your life. Their heart is going to turn when they know that God is about to bless you, that God is about to do something in your life. There are some frenemies that's going to rise up. There are some people who's going to get angry because your freedom means they can't use you no more. They can't put you in the place of bondage no more. They can monopolize your life. God said, I'm setting you free. I'm making you whole. And what God is saying, you have labored for the enemy. You have labored for some people. But God's saying, I'm bringing you out to the mighty hand. I'm making you loose today. And what God is saying, for all the hell you've been through, you're not going to leave empty-handed. With all the hell that you've been through, I'm going to leave with substance in my hands. With all the hell I've been through, God is going to see about me. With all the hell I've been through, God is going to bless me. God's going to make a way out of no way. Is anybody up in here saying, God, I've been through enough, and here I'm trying to leave, and Pharaoh's still coming after me? But guess what happened? They meant it for evil, but God gonna turn it for your good. God gonna bless you. God gonna give you glory. And can I tell you something? And he was told that their heart turned, and they say, what have we done this, that we have let go of the people of Israel from serving us? My God have mercy. There's an enemy that says, your suffering was my payment. Your suffering was making my life better. What you've been through. And guess what? The enemy try to come. Don't be ashamed. If this week you saw your ex coming back, you saw the old man, that old woman you left coming back, because guess what the Lord told me to tell you? They want you back. They want you to serve them. They want to break you down, because them losing you was benefiting them. Don't be comandos. Don't be surprised when they show up, because why is it they're gonna show up? Because they're gonna know that your deliverance is here. They're gonna know that God is about to set you free. They're gonna know that God is about to come out, that your days of deliverance is here. That's why they want you back. Can I tell you something? Don't think because they love you, that's why they're coming back. They're coming back to take control and destroy what God has escaped you from. You better hear the word of the Lord. They don't want you back because they benefit from you. They benefit from your pain. They get joy, they get peace, they get money. But God said, I'm going to bring you out with a mighty hand. And the Bible said that he made ready his chariot, and he took his people with him, and he took 600 100 chosen chariots, and all the chariots of Egypt and captains over every one of them. It's not only one host, it's every captain. It's every leader coming after you. Lead the demonic forces coming after you. Not even the imps that's coming. It's the big boys. If the big boys are coming, that must mean you're important. That must be you somebody with all the hell you're going through, with all the trial you're going through. There must be something about you that the enemy's coming the way he's coming at you. Not only is he coming, but he's bringing his chariots. He's bringing all kind of people. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with a high hand. They went out with a high hand. Can I tell you something? God not going to bring you down defeated. You're not going to leave defeated. You're going to leave with a high hand. You're going to leave strong. You're going to leave anointed. You ain't going to leave broken down. You ain't going to leave tears down your eyes. You're going to leave strong. You're going to leave with the power of God over your life. You're going to leave with the anointing of God over your life. You better hear what I'm saying to you today. But the Egyptians pursue after them all the horses, all the chariots of Pharaoh, and his horsemen, his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea beside Pi Hahiroth before Baal Zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were so afraid. You're afraid with what you've gone through. You say, God, how am I going to make it this time? I'm afraid because of what I see before me. I'm sure they were so afraid. And the children of Israel cried out to the Lord. They prayed to God. They began to pray to God when the enemy coming. They begin to pray. They begin to say, God, help us. And they said unto Moses, because there was no graves in Egypt, has thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore has thou dealt with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? When the leader brings you out, it's going to seem like you dying. When the leader brings you out, it's gonna seem like the place of comfort, because when the leader brings you out, he brings you to a place that God sees that you don't see yet. But the thing is, it looks uncomfortable. It's not a place that you're used to. So they say, God, is there no graves in Egypt? You could have killed us there. Why bring us out just to die? Why free me just to kill me? Why bring me so far to kill me? And Moses said unto the people, fear you not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. What am I saying to you today? Don't move. You don't need to fight. It's not your battle anymore. It is not your fight. It is not your battle. It doesn't matter what they do, what they say, how they act. I hear the Lord saying, stand still and see the salvation of God. Just stand still. Don't move. Don't act. Don't do anything. My God, because God said, I got it all planned. They followed me because I told them. They're coming after you because I made them pursue you. Why is God, my God, have to destroy Pharaoh? Because God knows that if he destroy Pharaoh, he's going to find a way to get you back. This spirit is so much after you that if God don't wipe it out, he'll come back again. You left the man, but it's going to come jump into another body. You left the woman, but it's going to jump into another body again. But God says, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you shall see them again no more forever. Oh, hear me, hear me, hear me. There's some people you won't see and hear no more. I'm talking perfectly. Some people you won't see it. There's some trials you won't see no more. There's some brokenness this you won't see no more. But I hear the Lord saying that I have not brought you to a place to bring you out just to compromise. I didn't bring you out just to live with the way that you are anymore. Oh God. It was that the enemy. I'm causing you discomfort so I can free you. Until you tired with the situation, you stay in. But God said, I got more for you. I got more for your life. You see, you have to understand that He's controlling all things. He's controlling your enemies. He's controlling the devil that's after you. He's controlling every single thing that's coming after you. But He's saying this, you don't need to fight. You're tired. Some of us here are tired. The battle is not yours, but it's the Lord. Look what it says in verse 14. The Lord shall fight for you. The Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Oh God, the Lord is going to fight for you. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to pick up a fork or spoon or knife or a gun or pick up anything. The Lord said, just hold your peace. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Because why? Because I'm going to fight for you. Because guess what? You didn't pick this fight. I picked it, said the Lord. I picked the fight. I picked the fight to your enemies because they won't honor me. I used you as the bait for them to come at you. But guess what? They will honor me. Pharaoh will know I'm God. Pharaoh will know that I'm the one that lives forever and ever and ever. But look what he says. He said, and the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. What is God saying to you now in this season? It's time for you to go forward. You're going backwards enough. You're going back and forth, decision after decision, back and forth. God, you know, this is what you want, back and forth. God said the seesaw is over. The seesaw, make up your mind and stay in the mindset that you have made. Because now God said it's time for you to go forward. Go forward. It's not time for you to go backwards, but it's time to go forward now. Keep going forward. Go forward. Go forward. But lift thou up thy rod and stretch out thy hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground to the midst of the sea. So God told Moses, lift up your rod. The rod represents his authority. Lift up your authority. Lift up the rod. And when you lift it up, it's going to split open the Red Sea. And he said, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh. He said it 3 times, 4 times. He said, I will get me honor upon Pharaoh. I will get honor because he thinks he's a God. But I'm going to let him know that I'm God. He going to give me praise. He going to know I'm God. He said, I will get me honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots, upon his horse. He said, I'm going to take everything Pharaoh got. I'm going to take his horses. I'm going to take his entire army. Why? To let him know that I'm God. Yeah. So God is allowing your enemies to come after you to let them know that he's God. It may look like they're winning. It may look like they got the upper hand against you and they got power over you. But what God's saying, they don't know that I set up the situation for me to get honor. Yeah, you don't know that I've allowed Pharaoh, I've allowed some people to even come at you. I've even allowed some people to disrespect you just for the cause that they may know who I am. Because some people don't know who I am. And some people refuse to know who I am and what I am and what I can do. But he said, guess what? I'm going to get honor upon Pharaoh. I'm going to get honor and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots, upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I'm the Lord. They're going to know I'm God. He said, when I have gotten me honor, he said it again. So guess what that means? Honor is important to God. Okay. He said it maybe 4 or 5 times. I'm going to get me my respect. He don't want to respect me. Pharaoh don't want to respect me. I'm going to make him respect me. I'm going to let him know that I'm God. I'm going to let him know who I am. But all the time he's using you. Okay, but it's all right. But it's all right. But he says that for his horsemen. And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. Now the thing is, the glory is changing position. Okay, the glory is changing position. Now it is no longer guiding you, but it's defending you. Yeah. When the enemy comes in, right? The flood is God. So now the enemy, which is Pharaoh, came in. Now God said, I'm positioning myself. Now that's why when you don't see him in front of you, you think God left you. When you don't see the glory in front of you and you say, God, where are you? Because I can't see you in front of me. But well, the thing about it, there are some enemies in the back of you that you don't know that's there. So now God had to reposition himself because remember what he told the children of Israel, go forward, because when I go forward, I don't look backwards. So now what God is saying, don't worry about your front, I will make the way in the front. Now what I got to do is watch your back. Okay. What I've got to do is watch your back, because you got some people plotting and doing something behind you that you can't see. So now in the season, I got to have your back, because you got a Pharaoh trying to pursue you. You got a Pharaoh that's trying to come after you. So now I'm moving, I'm repositioning myself. I'm repositioning the glory from the front to the back, because you don't have to worry about your front. I've got your back. Tell somebody, he got my back. Okay, all right. And stood behind him. Now look at this. And it came between the camp of the Egyptian and the camp of Israel. And it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came to near the other all the night. Okay. Now God is coming between you and your enemies. That's why some of y'all survived some stuff that other people couldn't. Okay. That's why some of y'all didn't go crazy while other people go crazy. That's why some people quit it and you couldn't quit, because God was right there before you. Because guess what? He was a light to you at night, but it was darkness to the children of Israel. So guess what? Even though the enemy is pursuing and God is hardening their heart, but God put a thing between them. God said, even though I'm causing your heart to pursue, you ain't gonna touch them. Touch not my anointing and do my. Okay, nobody here, but I'm saying to you, even though the enemy is near, but he ain't close enough to touch you. He ain't close enough to take your life or kill you or destroy you or do anything, because God now got my back, and he got positioned himself in between the children of Israel and the Egyptian. My God, have mercy. Nobody understand what I'm talking about today. That God got you. Don't matter what's going on, God got you. No matter what's going on in the world, God got you. That's why that storm couldn't come. George said, not because of them, because God, we here. No, nothing gonna come. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. No tongue that rises against us. You're gonna have to understand, as long as the righteous is in the land. I don't care about the darkness. There's still some righteous people that's in the land. And when I'm talking about righteous, it's not because you did everything right. You crossed the I and dotted the I, crossed the T. I'm talking about the righteous. It's people who believe God and what he said. People who believe God. Because if you look at your righteousness, you know you're in trouble. But I ain't talking about, I'm talking about the righteousness of his word and who he is and what he's done and who he said he's going to be for me. That God will protect protect me and keep me in the midst of, my God, and danger when all hell is breaking loose. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No tongue that rises against me shall condemn. You've got to understand, even though the Bible said we are perplexed, we going crazy, we confused, we don't understand nothing that's going on in our life, but God got me still in the midst of the confusion, in the midst of the hell, in the midst of me being broke, not having a job, not having a home, not going through all kind of things, all kind of trouble, but God got me through it all. You've got to understand that He's my protector. He's the covenant God, because you have to understand that God told Abraham, according to the covenant, that my God had mercy, that I'm going to bring them out of their 400 years. So that means that Pharaoh can't touch me, because there's a word over my life. He told Abraham, after 400 years, they're going to be in bondage, but I'm going to bring them out. So that means that there's no children of Israel that could have died. There's nothing that could have happened in there. Nobody here can be touched. What is it I'm telling you this afternoon? The word protects you, because you got a word over your life. The enemy may huff and puff and do all kind of things, but he cannot touch a hair of you, because your word protects you. Your word keeps you. Your word of God over your life holds you down. The word over your life keeps you in the place that you need to be in. But guess this. He says this, in the children, he said, and the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea, upon dry ground, in the waters. Well, I missed something, right? He said it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. It was a cloud and darkness to them. You see that, right? See, the presence of God is twofold. It's cloud and darkness to them, but it's light to me. Okay. It's cloud and darkness to them, but for me, it's giving me light. For me, come on now. Tell them God got me. They couldn't see. Why is it that there was darkness to them? Because tell them like John Cena, you can't see me. All right, nobody, okay, wrestling fan. You can't see me. You see, the devil can't see you, because the same presence that gives me light is the same presence that's causing darkness to my enemy. Oh God, it doesn't matter what witches and warlock does. It doesn't matter what boom they fly on. You can't see me. It doesn't matter what monitoring spirit you trying to float and watch my move. But guess what? You can't see me, because the presence of the Lord that's on me is light to me and darkness to you. Oh, nobody hear me. Nobody understand what I'm talking about today. And he says this, and the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea. Now look at this. The Pharaoh must begin to think and say, okay, now they must be scared, because now they're being suicidal. They begin to see millions of people going into the sea. No, well, they don't want to come back. They must try to drown themselves. They must try to. You have to understand how you look to your enemy when they see you in trouble and you come to church. When you're in trouble, you still praying, you still worshiping. They say they're crazy. So now, when the children of Israel is going into the water, because remember, the water didn't part yet. The water didn't divide yet. They must say, okay, we got them. They're suicidal. They're going to kill themselves because they don't want to be caught. So they're going to, see, guess what? They'd rather die than to be caught. So when your enemy watches you, they think you crazy first, and they think that you're suicidal and you're about to end your life. But tell them that to see the power of God, you're going to have to do something that you've never done. You're going to have to do something crazy. You're going to have to do something that makes no sense to other people. So it takes faith for me to walk out into water, into the sea, and it didn't move yet. That means that I'm walking in something that my enemy cannot understand. And guess what? They must be watching, right? They were watching to see what's going on. They said, poor people, they went crazy. Moses brought them there to kill them. Look at them. They'd rather die than to serve Egypt, than to serve. Now, look at this. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea, upon the dry ground. And the waters were a wall. Right? Well, let me read 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, And the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land. And the waters were divided. So God was working in the night, and now you're going to see in the daytime what he was doing in the night. So all night long, he caused an east wind to come. It must have been a powerful wind. Amen. Powerful wind to divide the sea. Yes. Only God can do it. Yes. And guess what? It parted the sea. And I know we have History Channel. Look, God did it. I believe it. He said it. So now, look at this. And he said, and the waters were walled on their right hand, on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea. Even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning, right, morning watch, the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians. Now God looked through the fire. Jesus. See them, he said, I'm going to get my honor. They doing exactly what I called them to do, to follow you. And they went all that morning and coming after, they said, we got them now. But can I talk to you? Yeah. If I was Pharaoh and I see water standing on right side and the left side, I would have not followed. That's right. Okay. That's right. That's right. You must know the arrogant that was in Pharaoh. Yes, Jesus. The gall that was on Pharaoh. That means that this enemy that's coming after you is relentless. He don't care about God. He don't care about what God says. Okay. Have you ever watched some movies? Somebody so wicked, you can try to save him. You got to get rid of him. Yes. I learned that not everybody want to get saved, and not everybody want to be rescued, and not everybody want to be helped. Okay, learn life, grow a little bit, you're going to understand. Because guess what? What I'm saying to you, sometimes people can use your need of them to keep you in bondage. Okay. All right. Pharaoh had the gall. Pharaoh should have went back and began to praise God and say, I'm going to leave these people alone. God, you God. But he went right into the water and began to pursue them. He didn't care about the water or care that water going to fall. Oh, nobody here. Nobody here. And God looked through to the fire and see them. Right? And troubled the host of the Egyptians. Verse 25. And took off their chariots' wheel, that they dragged them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. At least some of them understood that. Listen, let us get out of here. God is fighting. You begin, I don't know how many chariots that was following, but you start seeing wheels coming off. You start seeing wheels coming off, things coming off. But God is saying that you're going to have to see some enemies that used to pursue you going to turn back, because God's going to strip them of some stuff. Okay, nobody. While they're pursuing you, they're going to lose some stuff on the way. They're going to know that, look, I ain't going to mess with this one. That's God. That one belongs to God. No, baby. They got a prayer life. This one's seeking God. No, let's leave them alone, y'all. Let's go back. Look, let's not be saying nothing about them. Let's shut our mouth and go this way when we see them. Because God is with them. So that means that God, you see, you have to understand that there are some people you don't mess with. You don't mess with covenant people. Yes. You don't mess with people that have a covenant. But the problem is everybody feels they have one too. But guess what? See, we see Pharaoh was indignant trying to get them. Pharaoh was indignant trying to destroy them. But God began to flip horses, flip chariots, flip all kind of things. They said, look, man, let's get out of here. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared. And the Egyptians fled against it. And the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the hosts of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. You see that, right? Yes. There remained what? Not so much of one of them. But the children of Israel But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on the left. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptian. And Israel saw the Egyptian dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw that great work which did the Lord upon the Egyptians. And the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. Can I tell you, God in this season is going to cause you to believe. God is going to cause you to have faith. What God is going to do, he's going to give you victories. Your days of defeat is over. And your days of victories are here. Chapter 15 says this, right? It's a prophetic song. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider have he thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song, he's become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation. My father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his hosts have he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the sea, Red Sea. The depths have covered them. They sink unto the bottom as a stone. Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, hath dashed in pieces the enemy. And in the greatness of thy excellency that has overthrown them that rose up against thee. My God, thou sendest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as stubble. And with the blast of thy nostril, the waters were gathered together. Flood stood upright as a heap, and the depth were congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword, my hands shall destroy them. Thou didst blow with thy wind, the sea covered them. They sink as lead in the mighty waters. But who is like unto thee, O Lord? Who is like unto thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders.
Yes, God. Hallelujah.
Who is like unto thee, O Lord? Who is like unto